Everybody say read aloud, read aloud, read aloud, read aloud. Say R-E-A-D, aloud, R-E-A-D. Everybody say read aloud, say read aloud, say riggedy, riggedy, read aloud, riggedy, riggedy, read aloud. Today we are going to read The Remember Balloons, written by Jesse Oliveros, illustrated by Dana Wolfacoti, I think that is. Let's read the book jacket. James has lots of balloons. They're where he keeps his memories. Grandpa has a lot of balloons. Birthdays and long summers, weddings and special camping trips. Grandpa's balloons hold so many great stories. James loves to hear them all. But when Grandpa's balloons start drifting away, James wants to catch them. He can't. James now has to be the one to share stories to share with his grandpa, to share his balloons with Grandpa. The Remember Balloons. I have lots and lots of balloons, way more than my little brother. Oh, look, the dog even has a balloon. This one's my favorite, I tell him, pointing to the balloon with my last birthday party. When I look at it, I can see the pony again. I can still taste the chocolate frosting. Mom and Dad have more balloons than I do. Grandpa has lived so long, he has more balloons than all of us together. And the stories he has inside those balloons, they're better than ponies and chocolate frosting. What's in your yellow balloon, I ask. Grandpa's eyes light up. We just come back from picking blackberries along the muddy banks of the creek. Our berry-splattered faces gave Aunt Nellie's cow such a fright she didn't milk for days. What about the blue one, Grandpa? That's the time I lost my favorite dog, Jack, Grandpa chuckles. I found him chasing butterflies next to the schoolhouse. Only Jack could get me to school on a Saturday. And that one? I pointed to a purple balloon above his head. Grandpa looks up and smiles, his face alive with remembering. That's the day I married your grandma in the little church on Cedar Lane. We danced that night under the stars, and oh, how I loved her. I didn't have time to ask him about the silver balloon because I have one too. I didn't have to ask him about the silver balloon because I have one too. That was the day we stood on the dock till the sun went down, feeling tug after tug on our lines. Grandpa and I must have caught 1,000 fish. Grandpa ruffles my hair like he always does. That's one of my favorite balloons. Me too, I say. Mine too, I say. But Grandpa has been having problems with his balloons lately. One will get caught in a tree and he'll tell me the same story over and over. Let me tell you about the Christmas I went to Aunt Nellie's farm, Grandpa says, even though he just finished telling me about it. Other times, a balloon will float right out of his hand, and he won't even know it. It's okay, Grandpa, I yell as I run after it. Every time I almost reach it, but it always slips away. Something's wrong with Grandpa, I tell my parents. He can't hold on to his balloons anymore. Mom looks at me with sad eyes. That happens sometimes when people grow older. Grandpa's balloons start floating away faster and faster. Running down streets and up hills, I watch the balloons grow smaller. Oh, guys, sorry, I'm getting a little choked up. He finally loses the silver one. I watch it float away until I can't see it anymore. Why did you let it go? I yelled. That was our balloon. Then I sit on the sidewalk and cry. I feel Grandpa pat my back, but he doesn't ruffle my hair like he always does. Why are you crying, child? There's nothing to cry about. One day, I go to see him and all his balloons are gone. Grandpa, I say, but he doesn't look at me. It'll be okay, Dad says. Look up. I have new balloons now. A yellow one filled with blackberries and a cow. A blue one filled with Grandpa and his favorite dog. A purple one filled with a wedding day. See, Mom says. Now they're yours to share. So I climb into Grandpa's lap and begin telling him about my new balloons. Whew. I almost didn't make it through that one, guys. That one's called the Remember Balloons. One thing I really love about books is they can really take you on a journey. They can make you happy. They can make you sad. They can make you feel good. They can make you cry. And this story is about an older man, a grandpa, who ends up having Alzheimer's. It doesn't say that, but he has Alzheimer's, which is when older people sometimes lose their memory. And I think it's a very touching story because it really does show how it affects families and how it affects his little grandson. But the lesson is that although Grandpa can't remember his stories, he shared it with his grandson, and now his grandson can live on and tell the stories. So, guys, I hope that you enjoyed that story. Sorry for getting choked up, but that's what books do, and that's what the great thing about books are. Whew. So I'll see you tomorrow, and you have a good night. Sleep tight.